Hey everybody, it's Fabs here from Sports Illustrated Fantasy, and it's that time of the week. That's right. We're looking to see which players we should pick up off the waiver wire. And for help with that, we'll bring in our pal Jen Piacenti. And Jen, the quarterback position is very thin. We've got 4 teams on a bye, but there's one player who might be out there who could really help fantasy managers.
And that player is Mr. Gino Smith. Now, he made this video last week, but this week, guys, I'm really not kidding. You gotta get Gino Smith. He's now had 3 top 7 finishes in a row. This week, he finished as the QB4 after throwing for another 268 yards and 3 touchdowns. He's actually the QB6 on the season. He now has not only the best completion rate, but he has the highest passer rating. I just can't say enough about Gino Smith. It's truly unbelievable. And this week he gets Arizona. They've surrendered the 8th most points to fantasy quarterbacks so far this year. So if you're looking for maybe a replacement for Jared Goff, or if you just want some insurance because you, like me, drafted someone like Russell Wilson, then maybe Gino Smith is your guy.
It's like we're living in the bizarro world, but after 5 weeks, I'm in on Gino. Jimmy Garoppolo also out there. He's got Atlanta this week. If you're desperate, Justin Fields, Kenny Pickett also likely available. Now to the running backs, where we're going to stay in the Great Northwest.
Yeah, so we're going to stick with the Seahawks here, and this is the player that you may need to blow your fab budget on, and it is Kenneth Walker. He's going to be taking over for Rashad Penny, who unfortunately has broken his leg. He got all the early down work after Penny left the game. We know the talent, and we know how the Seahawks like to use the run game. The next 2 weeks, he gets the Cardinals and the Chargers. After that, it gets a little bit more tricky. It's a tough schedule, but with Geno Smith playing so well, look, that even opens up more opportunities for the run game. Don't worry too much about the fact that DJ Dallas is going to be the pass-catching back because, listen, the Seahawks don't throw to the running backs anyway. So blow your budget, spend it on Ken Walker.
Some other running backs. Eno Benjamin. Remember, James Conner and Darrell Williams both got hurt last week in that Cardinals backfield. Eno's got a great matchup against Seattle. Mike Boone could be floating around out there, and Brian Robinson as well. Now, we move on to the wide receivers, and we've seen some rookie wide receivers put up pretty good numbers so far this year, but this player in particular has not popped until now, Jen.
Yeah, Alec Pierce, he's someone I had stashed on a lot of benches, but he's starting to show up, right? He'd only played less than 50% of snaps until last Thursday, but now on Thursday, he played 60% of the snaps, and it's looking like he's getting more and more involved in this offense. Ashton Dulin has a foot injury, so that should increase his playing time as well. He now has 60 or more yards in each of the last 3 games, and he had a 27.4% target rate on his routes over the past 3 games. So I really like the look of Alec Pierce, and he's someone that is widely available on waiver wires.
Nailed the player prop on him last week. He's been good. George Pickens, Khalil Shakir, remember him. He had a good game for the Bills, and they've got the Chiefs this week. And then Devin Duvernay also worth a look. Finally, tight end. And I can't believe it, but Taysom Hill just will not leave the fantasy football radar. He has a massive game. Jen, even though he's not playing a lot of snaps, are we picking him up?
I think you have to, and here's why. The tight end position is so thin. And listen, the ceiling for Taysom Hill is so much more than most of these tight ends who are only seeing 3 or 4 targets per game. He's only actually run 14 routes this season and only caught 2 passes, but he's lined up 24 times at quarterback. And listen, if he's going to get you another, 4 touchdown game, you're going to be sorry if you watch him go off on your bench, which is what I have done the last few weeks. So if you're in that tight end lotto, if you don't have a Mark Andrews or a Travis Kelce, then probably Taysom Hill is someone you want to grab, especially as we go through bye weeks, because as I mentioned, his ceiling is higher than really any other player at the position.
Yeah, I had him as the sit of the week at tight end. My apologies, folks. I just didn't believe in a guy who was playing 15 snaps a game. But hey, 4 weeks, we've got several weeks here with 4+ teams on a bye. This is the time to go out and get them. Hayden Hurst also could be floating around out there. Evan Ingram and Irv Smith Jr.'s got a good matchup this week. That's it for our Week 6 waiver wire ads. And make sure you're checking out Sports Illustrated YouTube's channel where you can find Stardom and Situm, waiver wire, and all of the information you need to dominate the competition. Hit that subscribe button now.